Before WWE became a global empire, wrestling was not glamorous. No giant stages, no worldwide fame, no million-dollar contracts. It lived in small towns. Imagine a crowded hall with wooden chairs. The air smells of sweat. Fans shout from just a few feet away. There are no cameras, only raw emotion. This was professional wrestling in America for most of the 20th century. Wrestling was divided into territories. Each region had its own promoter, its own wrestlers, and its own audience. These territories respected an unwritten rule: never invade another promoter's land. It kept peace. It kept wrestling small. But inside this world, one family quietly watched and learned: the McMahon family. They ran a modest wrestling business in the northeastern United States. It wasn't special. It wasn't powerful. It survived by following tradition. Yet behind the scenes, a young man was questioning everything. His name was Vince McMahon Jr. While others believed wrestling should stay local, Vince imagined something dangerous. He didn't see wrestling as just a sport. He saw it as storytelling. Heroes, villains, drama, emotion. He asked questions no one wanted to hear. What if wrestling could be national? What if television could turn wrestlers into superstars? What if the stories mattered more than the punches? People laughed at these ideas. Promoters warned him. Wrestlers doubted him. Experts said wrestling would die if traditions were broken. If you enjoy powerful history stories that also help you improve your English, subscribe now, because this story is just getting started. In the late 1970s, Vince made the boldest move of his life. He bought control of his father's company, and instead of protecting the territory system, he decided to destroy it. He began signing wrestlers from other regions. This wasn't business, it was war. Promoters felt betrayed. Wrestling leaders believed Vince was greedy and reckless. But Vince believed something stronger. If wrestling stayed small, it would disappear. Television was changing the world, and Vince wanted wrestling on every screen. This decision didn't just challenge wrestling traditions, it challenged the entire industry. And once that line was crossed, there was no way back. Wrestling was about to change forever. Breaking the territory system was dangerous, but Vince McMahon wasn't finished. To turn wrestling into a national product, he needed one massive moment, something so big that people could not ignore it, something never attempted before. That moment was called WrestleMania. It sounds legendary now, but back then, WrestleMania was almost a disaster waiting to happen. Vince invested everything: his money, his reputation, his future. If it failed, WWE would collapse overnight. Banks doubted him. Promoters hoped he would fail. Many wrestlers feared they would never get paid. So Vince did something shocking. He invited celebrities into wrestling: pop stars, actors, media personalities. Traditional wrestling fans were furious. They said wrestling had become fake, that it had lost its soul, that Vince was turning a sport into a circus. But the audience watched, and when WrestleMania succeeded, it proved a powerful truth. People wanted stories, not just matches. Heroes they could cheer, villains they could hate, moments they could remember. WWE began growing rapidly. Television deals expanded, merchandise appeared. Wrestling became entertainment, not just competition. But growth brought enemies. Another company, WCW, began challenging WWE. They competed for television ratings, talent, and attention. This rivalry would push WWE to its breaking point. And once again, Vince McMahon faced a choice: play safe or evolve again. By the late 1990s, WWE was losing. WCW dominated television ratings. Fans were switching channels. Wrestlers were leaving. WWE's future looked uncertain. Instead of retreating, Vince made the boldest decision yet. He allowed WWE to become realer, darker, and louder. This period became known as the Attitude Era. Wrestlers spoke freely, stories reflected rebellion, anger, and freedom. Characters felt human, flawed, aggressive, emotional. Superstars like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Triple H didn't just wrestle, they represented identity. They connected with a generation. WWE wasn't just entertainment anymore, it became culture. Fans watched every week, catchphrases entered daily life, wrestling became mainstream. Eventually, WWE defeated WCW and bought it. For the first time, wrestling had one ruler. But victory created a new problem. Without competition, how could WWE stay exciting? The answer would shape its future. After winning the war, WWE transformed again. It shifted toward a family-friendly product. It expanded globally. It entered movies, streaming platforms, merchandise, and billion-dollar business deals. Wrestlers became global brands. Matches became cinematic. Stories reached millions worldwide. WWE was no longer just wrestling. It was a media empire. Today, WWE exists in dozens of countries, multiple languages, and countless screens. Its influence goes far beyond the ring. But its journey began with one dangerous idea. What if wrestling could be more? WWE's history teaches us something powerful. Progress doesn't come from safety. It comes from risk. And the people who change history are often hated first and respected later.